is up, guys and girls? This is Glenn here once again with another RopeRage video. Now we've got a slightly different setup today, almost like a DIY kind of setup here. And that's because we got a slightly different video today. We're not doing a workout video today. What we're going to be looking at now is how to effectively tape your rope to protect it from wear and tear. So a massive shout out to Vic B and to Unidentified, which is a cool YouTube name to have, for suggesting this video. A lot of you eagle-eyed viewers might have seen over the years that as I'm using my rope, there's this little black line around the central part, the part that makes contact with the ground. And that's because if you're using your rope at raging speeds and you're using it often, that rope is going to wear down. Especially if you use a speed rope, the metal obviously adding more density for that speed, and you end up with something that looks like this. Not pretty at all, and actually pretty dangerous too. So we get rid of that and we're going to tape up a new rope. So I've got a new rope cable here, and what we're going to need for this video is just three things. You're going to need your new rope, you're going to need a pair of scissors, and you're going to need your protective tape. Now the tape I've always used is called Gorilla Tape, and I have no affiliations of any sort with this manufacturer at all. It's just the first one I used, it worked, and so I persisted with it. This is heavy duty duct tape and it holds out for quite some time. The downside I'd say is that I have to wrap my ropes after every 2 or 3 sessions. As long as I keep it wrapped and I'm not using the exposed rope to make contact with the ground too much, it massively extends the lifespan of my rope. And wrapping it only takes a couple of minutes, which I'm going to demonstrate. So let's get cracking. Alright, so first thing you want to do is get your tape out. You want to pull out about 6 or 7 inches. I actually don't measure it precisely anymore. I kind of just go by the eye. You want to get that measured, and then you just want to cut that bit off. The reason why I'd go for that length is because as your rope is rotating, there's only about 5 or 6 inches of the rope that makes contact with the ground. If you're doing regular single unders, there's going to be a minuscule amount of rope that's making contact. But if you're doing something like a deeper squat or a lunge or some side swings, you know, that point of contact is going to shift to the left and the right. So we want to make sure it's all covered. Then what you want to do is you grab your new rope, get back a bit. Hopefully you can still hear from this distance. So if you pull it out like this, you can find dead center, that point that's going to make contact with the ground. Then what we're going to do is apply the tape around that center. Do you know what? Let me bring the camera in a bit more. Right, so here's how we're going to do it. We've got our point in the middle here, and we're just going to make sure our tape bang on the edge, and we're going to start from the edge here. So I'm just going to place that down. With this type of duct tape as well, you want to apply it with a good amount of force to make sure it's secure. Alright, we've got another camera angle which is really good. So you're applying it with force, make sure it's nice and secure, and you're going lengthways. Okay, we don't want to wrap it around that way. The reason we're going to wrap it this way, so we can fold it over, rather than wrapping it that way and rolling it round, is because you don't want to compromise the balance of your rope by adding a heavy weight at the end. If you're going to wrap the tape around multiple times, it will make the rope inconsistent. That's basically it. You don't want the strength of the protection to come from the number of times you wrap it. The strength of the protection should come from the nature of the tape itself. So try and get a strong tape. This one has served me quite well, but I'm sure there are many out there, so it doesn't have to be this. You just want some strong tape. And this is also why it's a pretty bizarre idea to tie knots in your rope. This is something I've seen here and there, so it doesn't apply to everyone, of course, but tying knots in your rope in an effort to shorten the rope and make it a more suitable size for you has a few drawbacks. Namely, you can't ever be sure you've tied the knot the same on the left and the right side, so you've already imbalanced the rope. You also can't be sure you've tied them the same distance from the handle on both sides, so that's further imbalance. And as you're using the rope and it's rotating, you're almost certainly going to have the knots loosening up as the rope rotates, and so you've lost the balance of the rope even further. So if you want to get your rope the right size, I'd advise getting an adjustable rope or just measuring your rope to size before you get it. Or you could do this. Rather than tying your knot within the rope, you can do what I call tying outside the rope. So you'd pull it out of the handle and just tie the knots there. That way you shorten your rope without compromising the active part of the rope that you're using. Plus it just looks cleaner. Tying knots in the rope is doing all sorts of things to your rope that you're probably not aware of in terms of balance. It might be a sly underlying reason why your technique is faltering. A lot of the time when we think our technique is off, it's not necessarily because of what we think it is. We might think that our hands aren't in the right position and that's why the rope keeps catching on our foot, but what is really happening is that our feet are not jumping correctly. These sorts of topics I go into further detail in the new Redefining Rage training handbook. It's been great to chat with you guys about it, about the concepts and the topics in there, to see so many people improving. So I'm not gonna go into that in this video. This video is about wrapping the rope. So let's get back to that. Okay, so lengthways. You're just gonna go and wrap it, making sure to stay tight all the way around as you go, keeping the tightness, trying not to leave any pockets of air. You want the tape to become almost one with the rope. Patiently applying, and to finish off, you apply extra pressure down that ridge that's been created on the edge. Extra pressure all the way around to seal it up. Alright, and there you have it. So what you have is a slight, you can see there's only a slight added width to the rope. You don't want a huge layer of protection because of course that compromises the weight and throws everything out of balance. And that's about that. So I'm going to switch back to the main camera now. Alright, so that's all set now. I've got my protective tape ready to go for the next session. So that's that. And that's about it for today's video. If you liked it, if you found it helpful, or if you want to discuss any of the topics in this video, do feel free to drop that in the comments section. I do respond to every comment. And another thing, keep an eye out for the community tab. I've been having a lot of cool discussions with you guys on there about certain Redefining Rage topics. It's been great to go deeper into the science of this form of training. And so I'm more than happy to have those discussions too. Keep an eye out. I'm aiming to post every day on the community section, if not every other day. But rest assured there will be good stuff on there for you to check out also. That'll be it for this time. This was slightly different today, I know, but we'll be back to the workout videos for the next video. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to check out this video. And until next time, all the best with your training and stay raging. Okay, what rope should I use? If I had a penny for every time I heard that. Short handles or long handles? A shorter rope is a faster rope. A longer rope gives you more room for error. How can I improve my footwork? The ground is your ally. The feet need to cooperate with the ground. How can I go faster? Why does my rope keep tagging? These double unders are killing me. How do I deal with frustration? How can I be more consistent? How can I prevent injuries? What is the point of using nunchucks? What is the magic wand grip? What is the clock face? What is the cowboy method? What is rage?